Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to Pearl's Politics, where everything is fun with politics and hot mic. All right, I know you guys are busy. So far, I don't see anyone watching, but you guys can always hit me on the replay, okay? I'm not going to be on too long. Um, Doug is watching. Hi, Doug. Thank you so much for your loyalty. So, hello everyone, and welcome to Pearl's Politics Hot Mic Fire. So, what's the word, Thunderbirds? Well, I've got the word for you. For Shelby County, guess what, y'all? It's finally election time. Finally. Boy, we have had a long wait after January 6th, 2021, haven't we? Anywho, I've got the dates for you for Shelby County, if you're listening. May the 3rd, it's a Democratic and Republican primary election. And the early voting's first day, guess what, was yesterday. And it goes through April the 28th. Well, I'm not going to be able to make it until next Saturday. Because, y'all, I've been working like I've been working on the railroad. I didn't get off until 5:45. Had to be in the studio at 6:15. So anywho, and the election day is Tuesday, May the 3rd, for the primaries. Okay. Now we got some local and state. Well, no, we got state and federal primary election. That's the general election. That's going to be on August the 4th. That's when it's the primary election. It starts. The first day is to early voting is Friday, July the 15th. And the last day is Saturday, July the 30th. So you got 15 days for your early voting. And election day for the primaries, general election is August the 4th. And the primary date is Tuesday. They always have it on a Tuesday, don't they? I guess we won't be having a 901 show because I will be watching the results. Tuesday, May the 3rd. That's the Democratic and Republican primary election. Then the general elections date is Thursday, August the 4th. Now, I don't know. Y'all better check your local states and your local counties to find out when your voting dates are, as well as your early voting dates. And you need to also find out where is your poll? Where are you supposed to go? Because the most frustrating thing that can happen is that you go to one place to vote and they're not registered. You're not registered there. Hi, Paul. Welcome. Thank you so much. Because, see, I used to work at the polls. I was one of those people that directed you, fill out your form, check your ID, and then send you over to the other table or desk. So I know a lot about voting polls, voting places. But what you probably don't know is that if you have not voted in the last 2 elections, you cannot vote in either one of these. Yeah. See, that's why it's important to vote. And by the way, write this down. They've got a website for you to go and find out all of the information on what you need to do to make sure that you are in order to vote. And I'm going to type it in here. It's called Go Vote TN. This is for Tennessee. But I'm pretty sure that every state got their own website, you to go to and find out information, okay? But ours is this. For Tennessee, I'll show it to you. It is govotn.gov. Paul says, Paul says, and also make sure that the election isn't rigged. I hear you, Paul. So, anywho, those are the dates for Tennessee. I just wanted to share that because that's the hot word right now. You need to know and you need to go. Amen, Paul. You need to know and you need to go. Because just sitting back at home, mumbling and grumbling about the way things are is not going to change anything, right? Not going to change anything. You got to get out there and go vote. Yeah. So I don't have many people in the conversation calling with me, but I got Paul. So Paul, the hottest thing right now that I think I heard about is immigration. Mm. Governor Abbott of Texas has paid for that state, the state of Texas, has paid for buses to put immigrants on, to send them, have them to locate or relocate, whatever you want to call it, in Washington, D.C. Because they are not getting any response from the White House about the immigration overflow that they're having coming into Texas. Pause. Paul, you are so funny. Paul said, I would vote for you, Emily, if you are running. You would kick butt. Thank you, Paul. I think I would too. You know what? You are about the 55th person in my whole life to tell me that I should be in politics. Yeah. But I'll tell y'all why I didn't want to get in politics. Because politics is really like, what I'm trying to say. What's the word for it? So I don't get kicked off. Doug says, hi, Emily and everyone. Politics is like, oh God, taking your chances of joining or being friends with the mob. Yeah. You are so vulnerable when you are a politician. You are so vulnerable. You will have people coming at you, not just from the left and the right. You'll have people coming at you from the north, south, east, and west. They'll want this, they'll want favors, they'll be worrying you to death. Constituents. Paul, I don't have time for constituents. So that's why I never got into politics. But I love politics because politics are knowledgeable and they're fun. Because I could always find something politics. And really, that's the way to look at it. Paul says, yes, but we need to have some honest ones in place. Absolutely. But you know what happens, Paul? They are, I would say, probably 90% of them are honest when they go in, or maybe not that high. Let's say 75% are honest when they go in. But then when they get in there, it becomes a whole different ball game. You got so many people that you got to try to please on this side. You got so many people you got to try to please on that side. And then, like I say, all those constituents sending you emails and stuff. And not only that, you'll have companies, big business people trying to bribe you, you know. And see, you're not allowed to accept gifts or money from constituents or anybody, no companies or anything. And that's what happens. Paul says, yep. And they tried to weed out the good guys. That's true. You know, they try, once you get into politics, the aim is out there to corrupt you. hmm So that's the reason why they go in honest, but they can't stay honest, Paul, because uh, there's so many people, organizations around the politicians that aim simply to try to trap you and corrupt you. And many of them are not strong enough to even recognize when somebody is setting a trap for them. Yeah. So, you know, you have to be on your tippy toes all the time. You got to be looking over your shoulders all the time. See, and I don't have time for that. I cannot live a life like that. But anywho, so what do y'all think, Paul? What do you think about Governor Abbott sending those immigrants to Washington, D.C.? Because the thing about it is he has gotten away with it, and some other states are considering doing the same thing. Mm. So that's I'll be interested to see what they do. Um, Immigration. I don't have a real problem with immigration, except for those bad guys. You know, you can get a basket of apples, and if you got one bad apple in there, it will spoil the whole basket. That's the way I feel about immigration. And we do not have the tools or the resources to truly, really, completely vet all of the immigrants that come in. And then the other thing about it, the biggest thing about it is that they lie. They'll tell, you know, the agents a lie. They already have their lie planned of what they're gonna say when they get here, because they've already been given a script, just like a Hollywood actor. hmm So the only way that you would know whether they're telling the truth or not is to have a portable lie detector. We don't have those kind of resources. So people were upset by that. And they were also upset because every immigrant that's coming in now, the federal government is giving them a cell phone, smartphone. Paul, did you hear me? A smart, Doug say, ah, ha, ha, so true. But yeah, the government is giving them a smartphone, and paying the bill. You know, so where's my smartphone? Why you not paying my cell phone bill? Paul says, I feel sorry for the decent immigrants, but I guess they have to do what they have to do to get their points. That's true. But yeah, Paul sends wow to that cell phone deal. Yeah. They're giving them brand new cell phone, paying the cell phone monthly bill for them. They get a free brand new smartphone. I don't know if it's an iPhone or Android, but it don't make no difference. You know what I'm saying? So the government claims that the reason that they're giving them the smartphones hmm is so that when their agent called them to make sure that they are where they're supposed to be, that they can answer the phone. Paul said, we need Trump back. I heard that, Paul. But what kind of ideology, what kind of logic is that? What is the government thinking up here? They're not thinking at all. You know, you got those immigrants, especially the bad guys. They got this new smartphone, and the purpose of the smartphone is for them to answer it when their agent calls. Uh-huh. You know what they're going to do? They're not going to answer. They're not going to answer. And then the problem with that is you don't have enough agents or employees to go and look for them if they don't answer. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to figure out what kind of stupid idea that was. Wouldn't it be better if you put an ankle bracelet on them? Because that way you're monitoring them in real time. Well, with servers around, always trying to cause issues. You're right. It would be so much if you really wanted. See, they're not serious about keeping up with them in the first place, Paul. That's the real deal. They're not. Because if they were really interested in keeping up, knowing where Johnny, Jane, Mary, and Jack is at all times, they would put an ankle bracelet on them that's monitored in real time. That'll probably be cheaper than paying a monthly cell phone bill. Amen. Woo. What ideas these people come up with, I have no clue. I don't know what they thinking or what they drinking. Paul says, anything to bring the country down, but yes, I agree with you. That's right. You know, what are they drinking for breakfast? They're having liquor before 10 o'clock in the morning. Woo. All right. And the other thing, hot topic is AOC. They saying that AOC is running the White House. Douglas says, ha 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 again. They say AOC, Senator from California, Alexandra, I can't ever call her name, Cortez. I know it's Cortez at the end. Paul says they don't care. You're right, Paul. They just don't care. They're saying that AOC is running the White House. And, you know, she is, what is it? Progressive? Is it, what's that word? Is it progressive? Progressive? Oh, Lord, I'm so tired, y'all. I've been up since 6 and then get off to 5:45. But anyway, she's on so far left. She's on the far left. And the White House, they say, is so afraid of her because every time the White House does something that she doesn't like, she gets on Twitter, she goes on TV shows talking bad about them. And so because of that, they try to accommodate her, which is so dumb. Douglas says she won't go toe to toe with Candace Owens. I don't know, right? Not at all. You know, we just have some weak people up there. How you gonna let one woman run the whole Senate and the whole White House? I mean, not the Senate, the House of Representatives. How you gonna let one woman run the House of Representatives? Where is the backbone of the other people, the other senators and representatives that's in the House? Y'all just sitting back gonna let her run it? That's dumb. Paul, this is a time that if I was a politician, if I was in the House of Representatives, I would pull a chick aside and say, hey, come on, let's have a little side chat. Let's do a sidebar. I'd put her in her place. Paul says, okay, but no doubt she is scripted. For sure. For sure. For sure. But What was the other thing I was going to tell you about? I'm trying to think. It just passed right by the tip of my tongue. Um, I guess since I can't think of it, I'm gonna have to close. But yeah, that's terrible. That oh, I know what I was gonna say. The Democratic Party is so split right now that they're leaving the path wide open, y'all, for a Republican president, a Republican Senate, a Republican House. Uh-huh. Because see, they are divided. Uh-huh. When you are divided, you cannot succeed. They are so divided. And just what I just said, what did I just say? I say primary election is Tuesday, May the 3rd. Do you think that they're gonna get together and stick together by May 3rd? Paul says, is Washington D.C. still a ghost town? I have no clue. But I tell you what, it's gonna be full of immigrants by May 3rd, by election day. Because Texas is not playing. They sending them out. Republican Governor Abbott of Texas, he's sending them out there. And there soon will be some other states to follow. I would not be surprised if even my state started doing that. Mm-hmm. If all the red states start doing that, for sure, Paul, Doug, by May 3rd, it's going to be full of immigrants. Oh, and guess what else? As concerning the immigrants, guess what else, y'all? They're gonna open up a path for them to become legal citizens. Mm-hmm. It appears Texas and Florida's kick butt. They do. But right is just right, Paul. And I agree with them. If you're not going to help me, if I'm in a bad situation as a governor or, of a state, and I've asked you repeatedly to help me solve my immigration problem here at the border, and you're not doing it, then I have to take it upon myself to figure out a solution, because it's always a solution to a problem. You just have to figure it out. And Governor Abbott has figured it out. Paul says, wow, yeah. Yeah, and the other thing is, guess what? They got some Ukrainians that's coming in through the Mexican border too. They don't have to report to anybody. They are going to situate them with housing, food, clothes, whatever they need. Now, when it comes to the Ukrainians, I really don't have a problem with them coming in because of their situation with the war. I understand escaping war. I do. Hmm. And I don't have a problem with them helping the Ukrainian immigrants. Paul says lately, oh, my glasses. Paul says, lately, the news about anything appears so quiet, which is scary. Calm before the storms. You are so right. Hi, Mary. Mary says, I checked you wasn't on. Yeah, we've been on here since 6:30, girl. I'm so sorry you couldn't find me. But anyway, you see me now live, don't you, Mary? Yeah. Type in yes or no for me. Let me know. But you have to see me live because you made a comment. And so, you're right, Paul. There's always a calm before the storm. And the storm, guess when it stops? Paul, you can never predict the storm. even the weather people that deliver the weather news, even they have to have equipment, computers, resources to help them to predict, to tell us when it's a storm coming. Where the pearls, she says, Mary says, nowhere I call, ask Ernestine. Okay, okay. Ernestine is not in here. Uh-uh. But Paul, Doug, Mary, and everybody else that's watching, that's not in the comment column. Listen, the pearls can tell you the exact date that this storm is coming. It is May the 3rd of this year, only a month or so away. Okay? May the 3rd, which is the date of the primary. Thank you, Mary. She says she here now. Paul says, oh, I was showing it. Oh, Paul says, Mary, the party is almost over. Emily has already blown out the candles on the cake. Thank you, Paul. And he says, Pearl of the Sea. It's an S on there, Paul. I'm pearls of the sea. Yeah, my name is not showing, is it? Okay. Normally my name shows. I don't know why it's not showing. I'll check with them. But anyway, Mary, you can play it back because I gave the dates of the primary election for Tennessee if you got relatives here. Because I know you're in Michigan. You here for the ice cream. uh, Paul, Mary got you. She said, I'm here for the ice cream. You're so funny. But Mary, I'm gonna put this link up on the on the screen for you because this site right here is for all states, the whole nation. If you want to find out information about when your early voting is for the primary election in your state, and the general election, go to this. They have created oh no, this is Tennessee. Anyway, I'm sorry, that won't work for you. But you could tell your relatives if you have relatives down here. But check in your state because they probably have a website from the government or from your state that will have all the voting information. And the reason why I'm stressing this, y'all, because it's urgent. We got to have a change. We got to have a Paul Paul replied to you, Mary. He says, wait a minute, that's not it. He says about when you said you came for the ice cream. He says, sorry, I stand corrected. And then he said LOL behind that. Y'all so cute. Paul says, well, if they allow dead people to vote, why not Canadians? Y'all know Trudeau ain't gonna like that. Trudeau would not like that, Paul. Mm-mm. But I hear what you're saying. I understand exactly what you're saying. Well, listen, guys, I'm gonna get out of the city. This is my studio. I'm getting out of the city right now. I sure thank y'all for your loyalty, your loyal viewing and watching, being with me, conversation and conversing with me, interacting with me. It means so much because I'm gonna have my shows no matter how tired I am. Because my shows is a platform that I created 9 years ago now, count this year. And I have a duty to my shows. It's like another job, except it's a hobby. Yeah, I don't get paid for my shows. It's a hobby because I love people. I love to interact with people. And I like to inform people, give them informative information. hmm So I'm getting ready to go now, Thunderbirds. And the word is always this: free thought is a philosophy and not a policy. What does that mean? That means that nobody can tell you what you have to think up here. That's free thought. It's yours. It belongs to you. Nobody can put a policy on what you think. So free thought is a philosophy and not a policy. Okay? Listen, I love you guys. Paul, I'm going to get with you and Jenny. I'm going to see if you guys are available next Thursday night. If not that Thursday night, the one after that. So we can have a panel discussion. Would y'all like that? Paul, would you like that? Paul says correct. Okay. Okay. Well, you can let me know in Messenger because I'm going to chat with you and Jenny. It might be in the morning because that's my free time. I get up early before I go to work. But I probably, oh, there you go. He says, sure. Sounds great. Okay. I know Jen is going to be in. It was really her suggestion, so I know she'll be in. So we'll have some great fun on the panel discussion. Yeah. So, okay, guys, I got to go. I thank you so much again. Appreciate you. I just appreciate you. Don't know how much y'all mean to me. I really do. So tomorrow night, you all, it's the Emily Pearl show, and my son will be on the show again with me as my co-host. So I don't know what we're gonna do, but I got an idea. I think I might have video movie popcorn night. And the reason why is because I want to show my movie. Mary, I know you have seen it. But Paul hasn't seen my movie that I produced in 2017. And my son, believe it or not, y'all, he hasn't seen it. Paul says, everybody stay safe, okay? We will. Y'all take care now. Bye-bye.